A long-term relationship of 9 years ended a few weeks ago. The breakup was complicated by the discovery that my former partner had been misrepresenting our relationship to others, apparently to pursue a new romantic interest that it later came to light that he was, in fact, dating this other individual. Earlier, when I first learned of the situation, I had attempted to inform her about his infidelity, hoping to warn her. However, my message was read and then I was blocked. The knowledge that she was aware of his previous actions yet chose to enter a relationship with him caused me significant distress and anger. I found myself wishing she could understand the depth of pain I was experiencing. While I wouldn't typically hold the other person responsible in such situations, her awareness and subsequent actions felt like a direct disregard for my feelings that I want to be clear that I didn't desire a reconciliation. I recognized that our relationship had its own problems and probably should have concluded much sooner. Nevertheless, the end was still devastating, especially as he was my first significant emotional and physical connection, and I was his. I understood his potential desire to experience other relationships, but I had always asked for honesty if his feelings changed, rather than infidelity. Recently, I had my first intimate experience with someone other than my ex. It was an unremarkable encounter. The following day, my ex and I began texting. He mentioned missing our pets and wanting to visit them. Our conversation also touched upon the experience of intimacy with new people, and we both acknowledged that what we shared had been more meaningful that he decided to come over, and I agreed. In that moment, a wave of anticipation hit me. I suspected he might be feeling remorseful and perhaps express that he missed me. Then, a thought emerged. While I couldn't directly confront his new girlfriend in a harmful way, an opportunity might arise to make her experience a similar sense of betrayal to what I had felt. That I resolved not to initiate anything, but if he were to make advances, I wouldn't refuse. The choice and action would be his. As a single person, I felt I was within my rights. When he arrived, we talked about our current lives and his new relationship. He was curious about my recent experiences as well. As I had anticipated, he began expressing that he missed me and questioned his recent decisions, though he also mentioned not wanting to jeopardize his new connections. I admitted that after my recent underwhelming experience, I had briefly considered suggesting we reconnect physically. He confessed he likely would have been receptive. Events unfolded from there. He moved closer, initiated physical affection, and we became intimate. Afterward, as he stepped away, I discreetly took photographs of his belongings. His clothes on my floor, his distinct phone case, and watch, as well as a picture of him in my home, dressed, to show consistency. I also had a text message from him where he stated he trusted me to keep our encounter private. I now possessed evidence that could potentially cause significant disruption for him and serve as a stark message to his new girlfriend. I didn't regret the intimacy itself, nor the sense of having found a way to settle the score with her. The main point of discomfort for me was that this went against my personal values, specifically, remaining silent when I knew someone was being cheated on, and becoming involved with someone in a committed relationship. However, given her previous dismissal of my situation, I felt my usual considerations didn't apply in this instance. Still, I felt a strong urge to inform her. I wanted her to know that his actions were a pattern, suggesting he might be unfaithful in any relationship. It was a way to validate that the issue lay with his behavior, not with me, and to highlight the consequences of choosing a partner with a history of deceit. Update. I managed to contact a friend of his new girlfriend, as I couldn't reach her directly. I explained what had occurred and provided all the evidence I had gathered, including screenshots of messages and the photos taken at my house. The friend relayed the information to the girlfriend. I'm not entirely sure what transpired after that, as she also blocked me. I informed my ex about what I had done, stating that I wouldn't conceal his actions. He made the choice to come to my home, to initiate physical contact, and to be intimate. My part was in not refusing and in ensuring there was proof of the encounter. If she chose to stay with him after this, it was no longer my concern. I felt we were even, and I had the added validation of his character. This was my form of closure. His response was alarming. He sent messages saying he intended to harm himself, blaming me for his distress and stating I had taken everything from him. He mentioned specific actions and expressed a hope that I would see him on the news. This terrified me, as he had a history of self-harm, although his previous threats had never been so detailed or included such a specific, ominous wish. I immediately called emergency services, 911, and provided them with all the information I could, though I didn't know his exact whereabouts. They assured me they would do what they could. Subsequently, I began to suspect his threats might have been an attempt to make me feel guilty, rather than a genuine intention, especially since he took the time to block me on social media afterward. I haven't received any further updates from the authorities. I sincerely hope he doesn't harm himself and that his friends and perhaps his girlfriend can find a way to support him or be understanding. I am now completely disengaging from this situation. I have the closure I needed and can move forward without any lingering doubts.